the Second World War.
Happened in September 19... Crashed. Soros made over $1 billion. Have you ever heard of someone making over $1 billion in a single day? Well, George Soros did just that. George Soros is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in history, known for his legendary trades and philanthropy. He's best known for his 1992 trade, where he broke the Bank of England by betting against the British pound. The famous trade happened in September 1992, but Soros's journey began much earlier, shaped by his experiences during World War II. Soros isn't just known for his financial success. He's also a major philanthropist and has influenced political movements worldwide through sharp financial strategies, a deep understanding of global markets, and a willingness to take calculated risks. George Soros was born in Hungary in 1930 during a time of war and political unrest. His family was Jewish, and they had to go into hiding to survive the Nazi occupation during World War II. It was a scary and dangerous time, but Soros made it through. Surviving the war and political turmoil in Hungary deeply impacted Soros's thinking about freedom, security, and open societies. The oppressive political environment under Nazi occupation and later communist rule forced Soros to seek freedom and opportunity elsewhere. After the war, he fled communist Hungary and moved to England in 1947. There, he attended the London School of Economics. It wasn't easy. Soros was a foreigner with little money, struggling to fit in, but he kept going, learning everything he could about economics and philosophy. One of Soros's biggest influences was a philosopher named Karl Popper. Popper talked about something called the open society, the idea that societies work best when they're free and open to different ideas. This would become a major theme in Soros's life. Like many of us, Soros didn't start at the top. After graduating, he struggled to find work and ended up selling souvenirs for a while. But eventually, he landed a job at a brokerage firm in London, where he learned the ins and outs of finance. His early work at FM Mayer and Arnhold and S. Bleichroeder helped him build a name as a savvy trader. In 1956, Soros made a big move to New York City. This was a turning point in his life, which marked the beginning of his rise in the financial world. He started working as a financial analyst and a trader, working at brokerage firms in London and New York before founding his own hedge fund. Soros wanted more control over his investments and the ability to use complex strategies that could profit in various market conditions. Though he wasn't an overnight success, his hard work started to pay off. By the late 1960s, Soros had gained a reputation for his deep understanding of markets. In 1973, Soros took a big leap. George Soros and his partners, including Jim Rogers, started his own investment fund, called the Quantum Fund. The fund was designed to take advantage of global market trends. They used complex strategies that could make money in both up and down markets. It was one of the first hedge funds. Based in the US, the fund invested globally, especially in emerging markets and currency speculation. Within the first few years, the Quantum Fund saw impressive returns, particularly in the 1980s. Soros developed his own theory about how markets work, called reflexivity, which suggested that markets were driven by the emotions and biases of investors. Gave him an edge. He believed that markets don't just reflect what's happening in the real world, they also shape what happens. He bet heavily on macroeconomic trends, often taking large positions in currencies and international stocks. This helped him make some incredible outcome, and the Quantum Fund saw massive returns. Throughout the 1980s, Soros's fund was one of the best performing in the world. Investors trusted him to make the right moves, and for the most part, he did. Soros is best known for one particular trade, a trade that would go down in history. In 1992, he made a bet against the British pound, betting that the UK would be forced to devalue its currency. Soros believed the pound was overvalued, and he bet big that its value would fall. And he was right. When the pound crashed, Soros made over $1 billion in a single day. People called him the man who broke the Bank of England. At the time, the UK was part of the European exchange rate mechanism, which tied their currency to other European currencies. Later, this famous trade, which took place in September 1992, came to be known as Black Wednesday. While this made Soros a legend in the financial world, not everyone was happy. Some blamed him for causing economic pain in the UK, but Soros saw it as just another smart move in the world of finance. The trade affected the British economy and led to the UK pulling out of the European exchange rate mechanism. By borrowing large amounts of British pounds and immediately selling them for other currencies, Soros made a profit when the pound crashed. Soros saw that the British government's attempt to keep the pound strong wasn't sustainable, and he took advantage of this weakness. Not only George Soros alone was involved in this trade, but his team of Quantum Fund was too involved in this historical trade. So viewers and listeners, let's over our conversation here for today. See you all back in the next part. And comment down below about this part, and also mention about whom you all want to know about next. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for videos like this about successful people's story and learn a lot and grow as them. Thanks for watching.